Hello everyone, hope you're all well. So I hope you're having a lovely Saturday. I have been in the garden. It's very warm now, so I've come in for a break, and I thought I'd do a quick video. When I say quick, you know what I mean. Yeah, so what I've been doing is I have all these leaves that I showed you the other day. Oh, that's a teeny tiny one there. I need to sort that one out. And what I was doing was I was putting them in, I was putting some matte gel medium on them, and on both sides, giving them a couple of coats. So now they're lovely and flexible. I mean, there's still the possibility that they might break, but yeah, I mean, they're really quite reasonably flexible. So I last night I thought, well, I'll just see how it feels to do a little bit of stitching on them. I've seen people doing this sort of thing previous, and I think it's probably on Pinterest or something like that. But I thought it would be quite nice to do some. I need some tags and things like that, and I'd like to do some on and attach them to some cloth. So I was just thinking that would look really lovely. So some of these, for example, even though they're sort of these are autumn leaves. I've collected these in autumn, so they're that's why they're these colours. I haven't got any sort of, I might have some actually, but they're mostly autumn. So I'm that's what I'm working with, and I like them. I like the colours. I like the rusticness of them. So yeah, I just thought it would be nice to attach them to, well, first of all, they look nice. They could look nice on paper, and secondly, they really do look nice on cloth, and this cloth looks nice with this cloth. So anyway, point is, what I thought I'd do with you guys is do some stitching. And so I'm going to grab some slow stitch, basically, just to do something a little bit with you guys, and yeah, just do something a bit nice for an hour or half an hour or whatever. Got some really pretty pink there. I mean, I could go with bright colours, but I'm a sort of more of a muted tone type of person, so I might stick with those, but we'll see. Red would look amazing on those leaves, so we'll see. I'm not going to turn my nose up at any colours. Just got this one as well. It's a rust colour, which is really nice. We'll see anyway, see what we can come up with. So I'm going to leave this here just so that my stitching is more visible for you guys, because it could be a little bit hard to see. I might bring you down a little bit more to there. Hopefully my head won't be, oh, I don't know, is that too close? I had a bit of a nasty comment last week from someone, but about my hands in the way, but there it is. So of course it doesn't hang around long because I delete them. That's the power that I have. Delete any nasty comments. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It was I think people forget where they are. I think they think they're in control. It's bizarre. Anyway, I'm going to use green on here. Now I haven't decided what stitch I'm going to do. Now what you could do if you wanted to be extra careful is pierce the leaf where you want it to go before you actually do the stitch. That might be useful, because once you've pierced it, that's it, you know, so then you've got a hole in it. Just looking for a different colour. Well, it's not so much the colour, but I'm thinking I'd like to go around the edge. I'm going to use this one because the edge is a little bit more yeah, well, I'm just going to start with this one. Put a knot in here. So I hope everybody is well and enjoying the sunshine if it's with you today. It's really lovely to have it here. I'm just thinking, what am I doing? I was thinking of doing blanket stitch. What about that? See if I can do that. I can't even remember what you do. Now that's pretty close to the edge, and you want to avoid that really. You don't want to come too close. So I'm just going to start off. So I think what I need to do is go around here and back. Oh, I can't remember what you do now. In there. In here. And then back through. That right? But I mean, that doesn't seem right to me, but so no, it's not right, is it? I'm going to come back and then put my, you'd think I would know. I mean, I've done, there we go. That's it. So back through here. Yeah, so the key is to try not to go too close to the edge and then through the stitch. I mean, when I said the edge, yeah, the edge along there, because otherwise it could rip, you know. But I'm being very careful about where I'm putting my needle and how hard I'm pulling on the thread when I'm pulling it tight. I mean, I want it to be neat, so not sure why that's not tightening up. There we go, that's a bit better. But as I say, you don't want to pull too tightly. You could as well look at the back. Lost my confidence a bit for a minute there. And my hands are a bit shaky from the gardening. Oh, you see, I created a bigger hole than you would want, but I'm going to make a different hole and hope that it doesn't. You know, sometimes there are already holes in there, but I can see that you don't want to pull too tightly, so just be aware. And then I will go back through here and then through this. I'm going to use my thread up really quickly doing this stitch, so hopefully I'll get to the top of the leaf. I'm beginning to think maybe this one should have had maybe a coat of another coat of the thing, because it does feel a bit fragile, feels a bit crispy, but as long as I'm careful with it, it should be all right. So I would recommend, I gave them 2 coats on both sides, so I would recommend maybe doing a 3rd coat at least. But as I say, you know, these are very fragile things, so you know, you just got to go careful as possibly can. And then if something breaks, don't worry about it. You're using nature. Yeah, I really like that. It's interesting to look at. I'm going very slowly, so as I say, this won't be a long video, because it'd be pretty boring, but I just thought it was something that you might be interested in. Yep, so this, hopefully this thread is going to get me to the top of the leaf. How lovely is that? That's so pretty. And if you did it with 2 colours as well, you know, that mug could be really nice. So, you know, you can experiment. You don't have to just... Okay, so I'm just going to come from the back. I might actually leave off here because I don't want to pull. So I'm just going to push my thread through there. Or is that? No, I can't do that because it's spoiling the symmetry. And then I'll tie them together. I should have done that. Just thinking. I'm going to cut some of that off, alright, because I need not to use too much of this thread, otherwise I'll be looking at a third piece of that's very delicate operation here. With surgical skills, there we go, and I can cut those off. There we are. And then, so I'm not going to go across the top because it's just way too delicate, so I'm going to go in back through there. Yeah, and I'll do the same sort of stitch, but I'll have to then, oh, I must have cut the actual, okay, I'm just going to put a knot in this then. I must have actually cut the thing itself. That was a bit of a mistake. Okay, and I'll just have to watch that, you know, glue it down or something. Okay, so through here, for some reason it doesn't, you know, you've got, I don't know how you start it off without it being, you know, a little bit odd there, but it is what it is. So just keep going and see what we get. Push your needle through. So I think I'm not starting it off well. There must be a way. So when I've done this video, I will look to check the way to start it off, because otherwise it looks strange. But it is what it is, and I'm working with it for now. So, and I will do a different stitch on the next one. So it's not just, you know, I can do sort of carry on working on this leaf, or I can, you know, start another one, because I've got a few to work with. That's the thing, is to have a few to work with and decide how you want them to look, you know, what it is you want to do with them, and whether you're creating a series of them or whether it's you know, they're all individual. And so I've pulled a little bit tight on a couple of those, but so far so good. Yeah, need to be careful here because it's not, because of the way, the way it's positioned. I do need to be a bit careful. Right, now I'm at the end of my thread again. Oops. And I want to get one more out of it if I can. See if I can. I probably could if it was a smaller needle, but yay. Okay. So I'm going to pull it out, and then, so that's what it looks like, and then I will, cut that off and try and do something with it so that it doesn't come out. So that's the second one. So I've done that one and that one so far. I'm just going to cut that thread off a little bit. There we go, and then it's not distracting. So there, that one and that one, and I think they look quite nice, and I think, you could even stitch them together. So you could do, a sort of a cluster of them. So let's look for a different one, and then we'll see. So one like this. Let's see, another one here. Got a golden one there, or a red one. Let's see, quite robust actually. Going to do a smaller one, so I'm going to do a red one because I've got green, yellow and red then. So pink would look really pretty on there, so I'm going to use that colour just because I think it will look very pretty. So there we go. Now I'll try and do a longer thread because it's going to be tricky getting around. Actually, I'm not going to go around. I don't know. I'm not going to go around. I might do, just some stitches in there rather than going around. I mean, I just can't imagine how it's going to be very easy to do that. So, come on, come on. Yeah, I realised it might be. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Yep, yay! Okay, so what stitch shall I do on here? Just having a think. So I could go around it. I could follow the pattern of the, of the veins. I think I might do that actually. So I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to follow the pattern of the veins. That's what I'm going to do. Just going to put a bigger knot in. And just make sure you guys can see what I'm doing. I'll go and make sure it's here. So yeah, you've got to be really careful how you do this. So can see there's a little vein there that I've missed, but I'm not too worried. I'm not going to be pedantic about it. Oops. Just do the best you can. It's not easy. Okay. So I think the other thing is to turn your, if you want neat stitches, is to, to keep turning your your leaf over so that you can get it positioned in the right place and you can have it nice and neat. My hands feel a little bit shaky from gardening. Yes, I think this is going to look quite nice with just following the veins of the leaf. But as I say, you know, turn the piece over so you can see. I mean, I may be being extra cautious, but, you know, I don't want to, you know, when you've been out and you've picked a load of leaves and then you've pressed them and you've had them for, you know, since the autumn last year, then you don't want to just waste them by being careless, you know. Well, at least I don't. I'm saying you, I mean me. You know, I want to try and be careful with them. It's funny because I've been wanting to do this for a while. Okay, I'm going to have to pull that stitch on a bit so I can get it off there. This is what I mean about being careful. Luckily it had some flexibility on, so okay, so now what I've got to think about is how then do I, oh, I know, yes, I know what I'll do, is I'll come back around where the, so I've gone one side of the vein, so I'll come back on the other side of the vein, that's what I'll do. I'm just going to come up here a little bit further up, and that way I'm coming on the other side of the vein, which is quite nice, just to add a little bit of the extra detail. Very fiddly. Very, very fiddly. I hope I've done this right. Have I? Have I come in at the wrong way? I'm doubting myself now. And then if you can, you know, ideally you could sort of try and get to the it could have been, yeah, so what I was looking for then was to try to not line it up with the same stitches, if you know what I mean, so that there, so that your stitches have sort of nicely balanced, if you like, nicely positioned. So this really is slow stitch. But you know, I was doing it and I thought, well, maybe this is something that you guys might want to see, and you know, why not share it with you? So that was why. You know, I know that it's been done by others, so it's nothing new, but I thought you might want to, you know, watch it being done, or have a go yourself, and watching somebody do it maybe give you the confidence to do it. So particularly, you know, if you've already got leaves. If you haven't got leaves, you know, the other thing you can do is go out and, you know, the waxy leaves that you can get on certain evergreens, you could look for those and pick some. And you know, if you then, I think they'd be okay if you covered them in sort of a gluey solution, you know. Oh, I should, yeah, hooked it around the thing again. So I don't want to risk I don't want to risk breaking it, so I'm just going to pull it out. Yeah, so yeah, so you could do that. There we go. You know, use these waxy leaves that you get on evergreens and see if they work. Some fresh ones. I don't know if, you know, I don't know if people use fresh ones. I haven't really looked into it at all, but you could look on I don't know, just Google it or something and see if somebody comes up with having done it. I mean, I did think about sort of, you know, maybe I should be using a waxy leaf rather than something like this, but you know, this is what I had, and I was trying to think of different ways of using leaves in my work. I have a lot of things that I collect when I go on walks and things, and you know, I quite like the idea of using them in my work. So it's nice to get the leaves out and do something a little bit different with them. And I think they're going to look really pretty. I love this colour pink. Pink, I just love baby pink. You know, I'm not a bright pink person. I'm not keen on bright pink colours, but I do like a baby pink. And a dusky pink, I like a dusky pink as well. Took a bit of a risk there pushing that through without looking, and it's gone a bit askew-if. So yeah, I need to concentrate and not do that again. But you know, it's interesting that this, you know, when we do slow stitch, we're not trying to make something perfect, and it's not that this is making it perfect, but if you're following a line, then obviously, you know, you're going to want to try and follow it and do the best you can to, and also, you know, you're being careful, whereas when you're doing slow stitch, you're not too worried about that. So yeah, this is a little bit different. You have to be careful, and you have to, but in a way that is a form of slow stitch, because you're considering what it is you're doing, and you're being, you know, you're being respectful of your stitch, your materials, and all of that sort of thing. So it is slow stitch, really. And I don't think you could get any slower than this. But, you know, I'm not an embroiderer, so I don't have a repertoire of stitches. I know the basics. You know, I could do, I don't know, maybe 10 stitches, embroidery stitches, but and even there I might struggle with 1 or 2. But you know, with this, if you do embroidery and you want to do different stitches, then it could look absolutely fabulous. You know, I've seen the ones I saw weren't like this. They were, you know, they had like flowers and birds and all sorts of different designs on them. So, you know, this is just me doing the very basic stitches. Again, I didn't check it before I did it then, but never mind. you know, I didn't check the other side before I pushed it through. And you do want to do that because you want it to be neat, I think. Well, I do. You might be okay with, you know, because that displeases me. I can't help it. But when I've finished it, I won't be looking at that and thinking, oh, no, you know, why did I do that? That was a mistake type of thing. I would just be glad that, you know, I've done something like this. So I just wanted to say I've been a little bit off my game, and for those of you who do stick by me despite feeling like I feel like I've been off my game the last couple of weeks, and you know, if you've noticed that, yeah, I apologise. It's just I just feel I haven't felt in the mood. I've been a little bit doubting myself. I've also been doing a lot of things on my own to try and boost my, you know, just boost how I was, you know, to feel good about what I was doing. I do have these self-doubts sometimes. It's just because I think we all do sometimes, but I just I was uncertain about the direction I was going in, and I wanted to do some mixed media work, and you know, I wanted to try other things like the slow stitch and what have you, but I didn't want to. Sorry, I'm just gonna try and pull this back without breaking these. Yeah, you know, I wanted to do my I've been struggling with is actually doing the work in my journal, my new journal that you know, I'm working on now, the blue one that I've showed you a couple of a week or so ago. Oh, I'm not being very careful here. And I've really struggled with it in a way that I've never struggled before with the journal. I think it's looking lovely, don't get me wrong, it's looking lovely. I've just looked at it a minute ago before I started this, and I'm happy with it. But at the same time, when I'm working on it, I'm sort of a little bit frustrated with myself. I feel like I'm out of practice, and I'm not sure of the direction I'm actually working towards with it. So I mean, it's very much what I would call a sort of it's looking at patterns in fabrics and things like that, and maybe even in nature, but you know, there's flowers and birds and things in it, the usual, but then also sort of fabrics and lace and things like that. So I know I have done that before. It's just, yeah, maybe I'm just, because I haven't worked on a journal for a while, I'm just overthinking things, but I do tend to do that anyway. So yeah, I think we all go through periods of self-doubt, don't we? Yes, Julie. Yes, we do. Right, no, I didn't want to do that either, so never mind. If my hands are not resting on something, they, you know, they're not, they feel a bit wobbly. Anyway, you know, I've been doing different bits. I did some embroidery, some slow stitch. I did some painting. I used some acrylics. So I've been doing little things on my own, off camera. That's what I've been doing. But I have been, been in my craft room. I've just been maybe I've been procrastinating and doing those sorts of things instead, but I enjoy doing slow stitch. I love it. So just haven't felt, that I wanted to do it on camera. A couple of times I did do it on camera and I made a mess of it, so that's why I'm you haven't seen many videos, because I have been struggling to make a decent video. So I've done let's say 2 recently, and deleted them. What have I done wrong here? Yeah, because I wasn't happy with them. So, and that's, that's time consuming, and it's also disheartening when you spend all that time, because generally speaking, I am not happy with it after I've edited it. So it's the it's the doing, and then it's editing, and then I think to myself, you know what, I don't want this to go out. So then that's when it's disheartening, because you've spent all that time on it. Got myself a bit lost then. Okay, this is, I don't know what I'm doing, that's not being very careful. So nice to go out in the garden, and last week we had the really lovely sunshine, and then we've had quite a bit of rain, and that the combination of those two things have just, the plants are just sprouting up everywhere. It's lovely. So it's been really nice to see. Yeah, I'm liking this. I like the look of it. The other thing you could do is glue the whatever it is you're working on to, let's say, didn't really want to do that. Okay, sorry, I'm gonna have to, yeah. You could glue it to, let's say, the fabric that you're going to do it to, and then you can, it might make it easier. It might, because you haven't got, you don't have to keep doing all of this. You only have to look at one side of the actual leaf. The rest of the time you'd be looking at the fabric, so maybe it would be better if you're going to go down that route. You might not want to have it. The same thing if you're going to use paper, actually, because I love sewing paper. It's one of my favourite things to do. So I may add some to paper and do them, on whatever. So you could use packaging paper. They'd look lovely on packaging paper, on white, thick paper, cartridge paper, even hand-dyed papers, tissue papers, whatever you want, whatever you want to stitch. But I think this is looking lovely. I've got one more to do, and oh, that was a bit wibbly wobbly, but that's okay. And then I'm going to leave it there. I just wanted to show you a quick video and have a little chat, and hopefully I'll have another video for you tomorrow. I haven't got any plans, so it'd be nice to do some, maybe I'll do some tags or something like that, or maybe I'll, you know, use my leaves or whatever to do more, but I won't be doing slow stitch. So, but if I carry on doing slow stitch today, I will show you my progress. That's quite far. If I go there and then here, yeah, a bit wibbly wobbly, but okay. I don't want to rush it. It's nice on the back as well, look at that. Beautiful. I think this pink colour was right for this. I mean, white would have looked just as nice, but the pink is especially nice. Okay, so I'm going to come up on the other side now. There. Luckily, my thread is just right, I think, you know. Have a bit left over. So yeah, I mean, there's all sorts of things you could do with these leaves. So it could look really nice in a frame. On a card, you could give them to somebody, you know, as a birthday card. So there's loads of things you could do. There we go. Right, beautiful. Really happy with that. Right, I'm gonna just take my needle through the back there a couple of times. And there we go. So yeah, 3 lovely stitched pieces. And you know, it's like I said, there's so much more that you could do with them, and I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope that yeah, you've got some materials that you can work with. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you again very soon. Take care for now. Bye.